Good afternoon, this is Mr. Keaton here to talk to you about an extension on parallelograms. Yesterday we talked about parallelograms, five different ways to prove things are parallelograms. And today we're going to be looking at a few different shapes. Rhombuses. A rhombus is a parallelogram that has four congruent sides. So opposite sides are parallel and four congruent sides. And then we have a rectangle here. Is a parallelogram also. It's a special one. It has four opposite sides are parallel, but all four angles are right angles. And then we have the most special of the parallelograms, also known as a square. And it has opposite sides parallel, opposite angles congruent, opposite angles right, and all four sides congruent. So those are our three special parallelograms. Down below, for any rectangle ABC, decide whether the statement is always or sometimes. Draw a sketch and explain your reasoning. AB is congruent to CD. Is this always or sometimes a rectangle? Well, we have four angles congruent, so if four angles are congruent, we're going to have a parallelogram. They told us, so therefore this is going to be always if the opposite sides, one pair of opposite sides are congruent and we have four 90-degree angles, it must be a rectangle. Down below we have four right angles that appears to make it a rectangle, but is it always true when AB is congruent to BC? Is that sometimes something other than a rectangle? For instance, a square. So I would say sometimes it's a rectangle, but this is a square. It has four right angles, so it is always a rectangle. But if there's two adjacent sides or consecutive sides are congruent, it would make it a square possibly, definitely, but not always a rectangle. Moving on. As you can see, squares overlap the rectangles. It's a special rectangle. It's a rhombus. And so this overlaps. Rhombuses have four congruent sides. Rectangles have four congruent angles that are always equal to 90. Square takes both of theirs. This is the Venn diagram showing how it is both a rhombus and a rectangle. Rhombus, I should say, is a special parallelogram with four sides congruent, and a rectangle is a special parallelogram with four angles congruent. And the square is the specialness of them both put together. Looking at this example here, classify the special quadrilateral. So we know it is a parallelogram because opposite angles, so we have opposite angles are congruent. That makes it a parallelogram. We also have, what else do we have? Because it's a parallelogram, that makes opposite sides are congruent. And what else do we know about parallelograms? Okay. We can add opposite sides are parallel. Because it's a parallelogram, the first two prove that it's a parallelogram. From that we know by the definition of parallelograms, we know opposite sides are parallel. So we have this side, these consecutive sides that are congruent. That means all four sides are congruent, which makes this a... Is this a square or a rhombus? Square, we'd have to have all four angles congruent. We have all four sides congruent, so this is a rhombus. So let's look at this next example in our next video. See you in a moment.